Hollywood is looked at as a world of fantasies where fiction comes to life on the big screen. While people are watching movies, it might appear real to the eyes, but our brains know it's all made up. We know for the most part that what is shown to us in these movies is nothing more than fiction and not something that actually happened or will happen in real life, right? Well, what if that wasn't always the case? What if Hollywood actually hid real secrets of our world into fiction movies? What if they were hiding the truth in plain sight? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about Hollywood movies that contain real rituals in them. Let's get right into it. While just about everyone likes to watch TV and movies from time to time for entertainment, they fail to realize what they're watching is not always a fantasy. Since the beginning of Hollywood, it has only had one true purpose: to push programming to the masses. Hollywood calls their TV shows programs, and when they're showing their programming, millions tune in to be programmed. The shows and movies are made with specific messages and agendas that influences the conscious and subconscious mind. Hollywood is all about hiding the truth in plain sight. That's why they call their TV shows programming so openly. Hollywood movies and shows are used to program the mind. It was never made to entertain you. In order to keep you watching though, they have to make it entertaining, as you wouldn't watch something boring for 2 hours or for hundreds of episodes. Many times over, when people are watching these movies and shows, they don't pick up when the truth is hidden in plain sight. They see the entire movie as all fantasies, but everything in a movie is placed there for a reason. Some movies are straight up showing us real Masonic rituals being done, and people don't even realize it. They believe it's all just a movie, not realizing it's a glimpse at the hidden reality. One thing that people don't pick up on is what exactly Hollywood is programming people to believe. Well, the moment you open your eyes, you can clearly see exactly what it is. Hollywood has always had an obsession with the occult, as many of their films contain occult imagery and themes. While people watch these films and shows with occult themes, like The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, they fail to realize some of what they're being shown is real. In today's episode, we will be talking about a few movies and TV shows that hid real rituals in them. I want to warn you, there will be spoilers ahead. The first movie we're going to be talking about is Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon is a Western crime drama film directed by the legendary director Martin Scorsese. The movie stars a legendary cast with Leonardo Dicaprio and Robert De Niro as leads. The movie is based on a non-fiction book by the same name that was released in 2017 that is based on what came to be known as the Osage Reservation murders, telling the story of an Osage tribe from the 1920s from an Osage County in Oklahoma that struck oil and changed the tribe's lives overnight. The tribe became very wealthy after the discovery, but it also led them to be targeted by a shady millionaire criminal politician named William King Hale, who is played by Robert De Niro in the movie. William knew the quickest way for a non-Osage member to get their hands on oil rights was to marry into an Osage family, then get rid of them and inherit the rights. Soon after William targeted the Osage tribe, he concocted a plan to secretly take out the entire family lineage in order to take control of their oil mines. In the movie, as it happened in real life, William's nephew Ernest Burkhart, who is played by Leonardo, marries Molly Kyle, who had head rights over the Osage oil mines. Shortly after marrying Molly, many of her family member friends and other Osage tribe members who also had head rights were taken out in order for Molly to inherit more of the oil mines, all in a planned efforts to steal the oil mines by force from Molly and her tribe. Ernest was instructed by William to take out many of Molly's family members, including her mother Lizzie Q and her sister Rita Smith and Anna Brown. Molly's mother Lizzie was believed to be poisoned. Her sister Anna Brown was taken out by a hitman, with her sister Rita and her family's home mysteriously exploding. After her mother and sisters passed, Molly inherited their percentage of the oil mines. Molly's cousins Henry Roan and Charles Whitehorn were also targeted and taken out by William and Ernest. William's plan was that after Molly inherited all the oil mines, he would have her eliminated by her own husband Ernest. Ernest even attempted to poison Molly, but thankfully she survived and got away alive. The movie follows the story of how William used Ernest to eliminate the Osage tribe to steal their wealth by force. The movie is a sad one, as it's all based on a true story, and all of those people in the movie were indeed taken out. One thing the movie revealed that most people didn't pay much mind to was that William King Hale was a 32nd degree Mason. The movie openly reveals this in this very important scene we're going to be talking about in a bit. Looking into William, I discovered that he indeed was a Freemason, a part of the Grey Horse Lodge 124 in Fairfax, and a member of the Guthrie Valley of the Scottish Rite as well. What's even more interesting is that this scene in the movie was actually filmed inside a real Masonic lodge. In fact, the very same Masonic lodge William was a part of. In the movie, there's a scene where William brings his nephew Ernest to the lodge to punish him. We see William force Ernest to kneel in front of the Masonic lodge altar before he bends Ernest over and paddles him with a Masonic hazing paddle.
I am a 32nd degree Mason. I am imbued confidence, trust, and responsibility, among other things. Yes, sir. You know what that is? No, sir.
As you saw for yourself, William, who is played by Niro, confesses to being a 32nd degree Mason before paddling Ernest, who is played by Dicaprio. The scene was filmed in a real Masonic lodge in Oklahoma, the very same Masonic lodge William King was a part of. This was an obvious Masonic hazing ritual, or what many call a humiliation ritual, something all Masons are eventually put through. They hid a real Masonic hazing ritual in plain sight in this movie, and no one even batted an eye. Not only did this confirm that William was a Freemason, but that the Masonic order was behind his actions. What makes this scene even more interesting is that both Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio are Freemasons. Leonardo is actually listed on 2 official Freemason websites as a famous Freemason. Both sites openly show him as a member. We can also see Leo doing Masonic hand gestures since early in his Hollywood career. Robert De Niro has also shown his Masonic alliance early in his career, as in this photo around the time he was filming The Godfather, we can see De Niro doing the Masonic hidden hand gesture, showing he took the oath. In this photo, De Niro is seen placing his hand into his jacket. This pose is called the Masonic hidden hand, and the Masons do it to show they're Master Masons. Even more interesting, De Niro is one of the actors that had to wear a dress for Hollywood. He put on a dress and went on to twerk on Diddy. All of these puppets are forced to do the same thing. So this scene, which was filmed in a real Masonic lodge about a real Masonic hazing ritual, was being acted out by real Freemason members. Even Martin Scorsese is a Freemason. Here's a photo of Martin arriving at the Freemasons Hall, Covent Garden, for the after party for the film premiere of The Irishman back on October 13, 2019 in London. A party that Al Pacino attended, and also Robert De Niro, 2 Masonic puppets. The reason they put a real ritual in the movie was because the movie was created by Freemasons and acted out by them too. So many people saw this scene and thought nothing of it, thought it was just some weird scene added in for dramatic effect. But this wasn't that at all, but a glimpse at what those who run Hollywood are up to. The next movie that had a ritual in it that we're going to be talking about is From Hell. From Hell is a 2001 detective horror film starring Johnny Depp. The movie is based on the serial killer Jack the Ripper. In the movie From Hell, Johnny Depp plays a detective who is investigating a string of murders that eventually connects back to Jack the Ripper. Eventually, Depp's investigation leads him to find out that a shadowy group is behind Jack the Ripper. He finds out that this secret organization is no other than the Freemasons. I covered Jack the Ripper and the movie long ago, and I confirmed that Jack the Ripper was indeed a Freemason and had been committing Masonic sacrifice rituals. This movie just further confirms that and hides the truth in plain sight about the Jack the Ripper mystery. Just like in the last movie we were talking about, this movie actually contains a real ritual within it. In the scene of the movie, they show the parts of a Masonic first degree initiation ritual, which is a degree of the entered apprentice. In the movie, they show a man being initiated, and we can see that he is accurately presented for the ritual. We can see the member being initiated has his left side of his chest exposed, wearing the rope around his neck, just like is mentioned in Captain William Morgan's book of Masonic rituals.
Never to reveal our secrets, under no less a penalty than my throat, my tongue be torn out by its root, and that I be buried in sand, a cable's length from shore.
Let the brother receive the light.
As you saw for yourself, they put a real Masonic initiation ritual in this scene. The scene was pretty accurate, as the actor repeated exactly what is stated in the lodge. In Captain William Morgan's book, it states that the oath the Masons take is this: binding myself under no less penalty than to have my throat cut across, my tongue torn out by the roots, and my body buried in the rough sands of the sea at the low water mark where the tide ebbs and flows in 24 hours. In the movie, they only replaced 1 or 2 words. Other than that, it's pretty accurate. Just like in the last movie, they had a real Mason acting in this movie, as Johnny Depp is a Masonic puppet. We can find Johnny Depp, just like De Niro, doing the Masonic hidden hand, showing his alliance, and also showing the one-eye symbolism. In the 2000 movie The Skull, starring Paul Walker, they also show a Masonic rebirth ritual for the Skull and Bones secret society. The Skull and Bones actually have a rebirth ritual with a tomb just like they show in this movie.
It's 300 years old this year, and were you to visit its campus, you would see it still has exotic clubhouses, which look like tombs where Yale's legendary secret societies meet. But the rituals are still a secret. And so when we heard that some enterprising characters had managed to spy on the famous Skull and Bones Society, we couldn't resist.
The videotape provides a grainy glimpse into what appear to be the initiation rituals of a secret society that's been around since 1832, whose members have gone on to be leaders of Wall Street and the White House, the Senate and the Supreme Court.
They're sort of trying to scare the initiates, disorient them, frighten them.
New York Observer investigative reporter Ron Rosenbaum accompanied a team of Yale students who got these pictures 9 days ago. Rosenbaum's curiosity about Skull and Bones was permanently piqued when, as a classmate of George W. Bush, he lived right next to the Tomb, the group's heavily fortified home. From their perch, Rosenbaum and his cohorts taped the Tomb's courtyard. What they captured, they say, was initiates, known as neophytes, to kiss a skull, then members performing a mock kill.
In the movie, the candidates that are going to be initiated are drugged, and then they wake up inside of a tomb. This is supposed to represent the death and rebirth ritual done in the 3rd degree of Masonry. Again, they hid this Masonic initiation ritual in plain sight, and people did not know what they were even watching. What's also interesting is that both William King Hale and Jack the Ripper were serial killers connected to the Masonic Lodge. It lets you know what men the Lodge are truly creating, and it's for sure not the great men of God that they claim to be. Another Hollywood production that had a real ritual in it was the TV show Strange Angel. Strange Angel is a show that came out back in the late 2010s, and it told the story of the occultist and father of rocket scientry, Jack Parsons. Jack was a Thelemite and a member of the OTO, both organizations led by Aleister Crowley. The show does a good job at showing what Jack was really up to in those Thelema lodges, called the Abbey. I actually made a full video on this show about a year ago, and I suggest if you haven't seen that episode, you go watch it after this one. In Strange Angel, there's a scene where they show a real Gnostic mass. This is a ritual done in Thelema, which is the religion of Aleister Crowley. This ritual is led by the High Priestess, who represents the Scarlet Woman. She is usually clothless and has someone doing intimate acts on her while other members watch and chant ritually. The Scarlet Woman can be seen doing the Eye of Horus symbol during the entire ritual. They openly place this sex ritual in this show like nothing. It's interesting because not many people knew about this show, and it's almost like they made it for other Thelemites, not for the public, even though the show was available on cable. They even hid a Masonic initiation ritual in an episode of The Simpsons. In episode 12 of the 6th season named Homer the Great, they show Homer speaking to his family about joining the Stonecutters, which is supposed to represent the Freemasons. Homer ends up going to the Stonecutters Lodge, where they openly show him taking the Masonic initiation oath.
The initiation begin.
All stonecutters must take the leap of faith. If you survive this 5-story plunge, your character will be proven.
Happy landings.
This ritual is called crossing the desert.
And by the sacred parchment, I swear that if I reveal the secrets of the stonecutters, my stomach become bloated and my head be plucked of all the 3 hairs.
I think you should have to take a different oath.
Everyone takes the same oath. Welcome to the club number 908. You have joined the sacred order of the Stonecutters, whose ancient times have split the rocks of ignorance that obscure the light of knowledge and truth.
As you can see, they show the Masonic square and compasses, and they also show the Masonic pyramid. This is when it's more than obvious that the Stonecutters are just a reference for the Freemasons. Homer then joins the Freemasons, and he even goes on to do the initiation ritual. As you saw in that scene, the writers openly show Homer joining the Stonecutters and going through the initiation ritual. Just like the other movies, they show Homer taking the Masonic oath. The Freemasons are who control Hollywood, and they have been hiding the truth in plain sight the entire time. They use Hollywood as their propaganda machine to brainwash the masses. That was a few movies and TV shows that contained real Masonic rituals in them, but there's still more movies and shows that I didn't get to in this one. So if you found this video informative and interesting and want to see a part 2, comment part 2 below. And if enough of you do, I'll make sure to get it done. Well, that's it for this video, but before you guys go, I just wanted to ask you guys to please like, comment, and share this video so that it'll be recommended to others. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.